So, dear students, now we are going to start our next lesson, and in this lesson we are going to pay more attention on process, how to write, how to describe a process. So now let's start. Process. So what is a process? Your answer. Pause the video for a while and try to answer the question. What is a process? So process, it's a series of actions, usually a couple of actions, to achieve a particular result, to manufacture or to produce or to gain some kind of result. And there are usually two types of processes: manufacturing process and natural process. So this is a man-made, people do this, and this is a natural, it occurs naturally. So examples. So manufacturing process, and so you see people do this, and people do this. So that's why this is called manufacturing, man-made in other words. And this is a natural process. Humans do anything, do nothing here. This happens naturally. So this is the natural process. So procedure. What is the procedure? At first we have to prepare and plan, and then we will have to write. So again, one more time, remember this very important information here we are giving. And procedure, we have to prepare our answer, and we have to plan, and we have to write. So prepare, it means step 1, read the question, look at the diagram carefully. Step 2, identify the different main stages of the process. You see, it's saying that we will have to identify different main stages of the process. Second, planning and writing. Introduction, phrase the explanation of the process in the task question, very easy. Overview, states the main stages in general. You will have to present the main stages of the process. Body paragraph 1, start describing the first steps in the first stages. Body paragraph 2 describes the steps in the later stages, ending with the final result. So you will have to write 2 body paragraphs. So example, this is a nice example. So the diagram below shows how coffee is produced and prepared for sale in the supermarkets and shops. This is the process to produce or to manufacture coffee. So write a 150-word report for a university lecture explaining how the process works. So now we will start. This is their given explanation, and this is the task, and we will start with the introduction. We will have to paraphrase the given statement. The picture illustrates the process of coffee manufacture and preparation for sale on the market. This is the introduction, nicely written. Then you will have to write an overview explaining the main stages. It's clear that there are 11 stages in the production of coffee. The process begins with the picking of coffee beans and ends at the packing stage. So there are 11 steps, starting with picking up coffee here and ending with packaging. Body paragraph 1, the first main stages. Looking at the coffee production process in detail, coffee beans must be first picked up in the fields. These beans are then dried, roasted and cooled before being put into grinding machine, which turns the beans into coffee granules here. At the 6th stage in the process, the ground coffee is mixed with hot water, and the resulting mixture is strained. Next, the mixture is frozen and then passed once again throughout the grinder. After that, the ground frozen liquid is dried in a vacuum so that the water evaporates, leaving the coffee granules. Finally, these granules are packed into coffee jars for delivery for shops. Here, the last stage. So we have written an introduction, overview, and we have given 2 paragraphs describing the main stages. So task 1, process, tense, vocabulary, and sentence structure. What kind of tenses should be used? And the vocabulary, specific topic vocabulary, and sentence structure. So tenses, What kind of tenses can be used? What do you think? So mostly use present simple tense, and natural process active form, manufacturing process passive form. When you have natural process, try to use active form, and when you have man-made process, then you will have to use passive form. Example. So tenses: illustrates, is, begins, ends, or turns, is, or evaporates. And the passive form: dried, roasted, cooled, picked up, frozen, mixed, strained, dried, packed. So vocabulary: sequence. It means you will have to present your argument report in a sequence. It means stage by stage. So there are 3 steps: the first step, the next step, and the last step. So in the first step, you can use first of all, to begin with, initially, in the first stage. The next steps: beforehand, before this, previously, prior to, earlier, at the same time, during, while, simultaneously, when this happens, secondly, thirdly, after this, next, then, in the next, following stage, subsequently, later, following this, as soon as this committee has finished its work, and the lastly, eventually, finally, in the last stage. So, sentence structure for the introduction. The chart diagram describes, illustrates how plus clause. The chart diagram describe, illustrates plus noun phrase. The chart diagram gives information about something. Sentence structure for the body paragraph. First, to start with, to begin with, initially, plus clause. Next, then, afterwards, subsequently, after that, at the next stage, plus clause. Finally, lastly, the first step is involved in verb ing. So these are these 9 structures. A method: subject plus to be plus past participle, verb 3 plus by. This is a passive form. The drainage is accelerated by section. Position: clause 1, where, in which. Clause 2. They are then taken to the sorting office where the bags are emptied. Purpose: clause 1. Clause 2, in order to, so as to. Verb: clause 1, so that, in order that. Clause 2. The letters are put through machines so that the stamps can be cancelled, or this is then chemically etched to reduce its thickness. So criteria: this is a marking criteria, the task achievement, and you will have to present coherence and cohesion, lexical resources, grammatical range, and accuracy. This is 4 criteria that are used to assess your work. Example. So, the illustration below shows the process of tying a bow tie. Write a 150 report explaining to a university lecturer how to tie this bow tie. Task achievement: coherence and cohesion. So this is the task achievement: coherence and cohesion. And lexical resources we are underlining, and grammatical range and accuracy. So you see, band 9 answer. So I think I will have to cut the video here because this is the end of our first lesson, and in the next lesson we will be discussing pie charts together. So your home task would be to write a report, and I will give you the task. And firstly, you will have to learn the structure, you will have to learn the necessary vocabulary, you will have to learn the tenses, and then you will have to write about this given task. Maybe you will paraphrase the topic, at first analyze it, then use your own words in order to rewrite this whole report. This is your home task. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.